Hello, this is going to be a quick look at the latest LEGO Speed Champions set. It's the 1974 Porsche 911 Turbo 3.0. And I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm going to get right to the meat and potatoes. If you are already a Speed Champions fan, you've probably seen something very, very similar to this in the past. As a matter of fact, darn near identical. Not even that long ago. In early 2018, they released a two-pack of Porsches, and one of the cars there was a lime green version of the new car, or rather, the new car is a white version of the lime green one. You see, there's a very slight difference in color between some of the lime green parts, but I didn't look at every single piece and every single assembly step for the new one. But as far as I can tell from everything that I can see on it, the new one is identical in its build to the old. It just has a different color scheme and also a different set of stickers. So the old one had the rear license plate. The new one does not. The old one had a second set of stickers on top of the front bumper. You can see with that line, the smile-like line going around the top. The new one does not. Graphics are slightly different, but for the most part, it's identical as far as I can tell. Now, for folks who are not already familiar with the previous build or who don't remember it perfectly, I'm going to go through this regardless. On first impression, to me, I think this looks great, especially for such a small scale of build. It's a fairly curvy vehicle, and I feel like the LEGO designer did a fantastic job with this design. It compares very favorably to the real thing. Maybe the greenhouse could have been a little bit taller for this scale. I mean, the Speed Champions scale is its own thing. It has a certain set of proportions that are determined by the size, the 6-wide size with long wheelbases, while still having enough room to fit a minifigure in there. There are a certain set of proportions that you're always going to see in Speed Champions cars, just regular cars, and that partially determines some of the building techniques and some of the ways that they end up being put together. And I think within those constraints, this just turned out fantastically. I like the rear of it quite a bit. I like the roof line. I think what I like least is the windscreen. But I also like the nose, and I love what they did to set up the headlights. I mean, they're very vertical there, but it's just a nice use of parts, and there really aren't any poor colors. There aren't any poorly chosen colors that are readily visible on this thing when it's complete. Again, one person, driver only, can fit into the driving compartment. It's perfectly fine. Got the tan and also some brown around the sides. The build of this is nice. It was enjoyable. You can check out the real-time pure build. It's like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that. So one of the shorter pure builds that I've done. Also, I've done a speed build for it. You can check that out. I will link to both of those in the not the pin comment, but the end screen of this video. But that's pretty much it for this one. There are 3 side builds. They are identical 2-piece traffic cones, so there's that. The driver figure is actually pretty cool. He's got the Porsche badge on his shirt. I believe this is a new print for that torso. And yeah, I like that. It's subtle enough, and this definitely looks like a regular LEGO figure. It doesn't look like it belongs to any specific theme. So this person or the parts would fit in very well with any regular town, city, normal stuff. And he also comes with a helmet for the sake of safety. That's great. I love it when they include a hairpiece as well as a helmet or other type of headgear. So that's a huge bonus, and lets us set the figure up in multiple different ways. And here are the leftover spare parts. Not much there, but a few cool pieces. And that's it for what came in the box. Looking at the box, you can see that this was a tie-in for the Speed Champions downloadable content, the playable add-on to Forza Horizon 4, the video game for the Xbox. I did a little coverage of that in the past. Had to take it down because it's too many real-life creepers, but it's a fun little add-on. This was done as the barn find car, one of very few cars that they actually included with the entire expansion, at least so far. But it's a little bit weird that they would basically re-release something so quickly, but it does have a different color. I personally like the white color much better than the lime green, and this costs half as much as the last one because the last one came in a pack of 2 cars. Incidentally, the price to part ratio is not as good on this one because the other also had some more involved side build stuff to go with it, but I think that this will probably sell pretty well. I mean, it's a cool car in real life. It's a cool Lego car, and it's sold at I think a very reasonable price. So I'm happy with it. Check out either of the builds if you would like to, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching.